Oh, I really, really, really don't want to do this right now. Believe me. Believe me when I say it. I just don't want to. I like look, I know I have the podcast, I know I have to serve the people because look, I want to keep continuity up. That's been the thing I've always drilled down is continuity for the almost 5 years. As next week's the 5th year anniversary of the show. Um, but there are some times where you just don't want to do something and you have to pull yourself. You have to drag yourself to do something. I I love this game. I really do. I can't even get mad. I can't even. Like I said I was gonna record yesterday. Some stuff came up. I was out of town for Christmas, and I was like, you know what? I knew I was gonna be back in my studio today, my aka my basement at my house. That's right. I own a house now. Can you believe that? And I was basically saying like, oh, I'll wait till I get back there. I get my microphone. I have the dope background behind me. Look at all this stuff, even including one of the cooler things. You can't see that off my photo with the Undertaker. Bunch of random baseballs. Oh yeah, I gotta get this to my wife. That's Amazon return. Um, bunch of other stuff. Great Cup credentials. Canadian Brewhouse. Shout out to them and other stuff. You know, and like what I just like. Look, I just wanted to do this yesterday because I thought, you know what? Hey, I wanted to get as much in as I can. I hate when I have to record on Saturdays. One, it's Saturday, and two, it's just like it's not ideal, especially when this sport revolves Sundays and it doesn't. I don't get many views either way, so it's just like, what do I do? What do I do? Where do I go from here? I also still have to post my betting video, which I don't even that like I'm so the joyless footballness of me has been sucked out right now that it's not even fun and entertaining to like watch and anticipate. And why is that, you ask? Because when I look at this football team that I root for, they literally went out there and stunk up the joint. I would have rather recorded yesterday, given some like false ass passionate narrative of, hey, you know what, they can go out and cover, maybe sneak out a win, yada yada yada. I was saying too, hey, jokingly, they're going to get a one win a month. They won one in September, they won one in October, they won one in November, but that's the last game they won the game. It's been 6 games. Rams lost, Dolphins lost, Colts lost, Cardinals lost, Bills. That was a moral victory. And now this week you go out there and you lose 40-7. It's inexcusable. It's downright embarrassing. It's pathetic. I just look. I don't know where to go. I'm gonna stay with this team no matter what. I don't care whenever they win next. I just don't. I like look. I laid in my bed. I'm gonna make it. I'm not just gonna jump ship because times are tough. You gotta jump ship. No, that's not how sports are done. As someone who's cheered for teams before that like have just been bad, you have to understand that sports sometimes are not fun. And we get one more game with them. We get one more game, and then they go away for 8 months. At least tomorrow they don't get to hurt my feelings. So let's talk about the rest of this. Bengals Broncos about to start. Look, I've been on the Bengals all season. I thought they were going to be the team to get to the Super Bowl and win it all. I would love to see them win here. Also, just because I don't know what it's ever been, but I've never been a big Bronco person. Does that make sense? I've never been like huge on them to where it's like, hey, this because also the Broncos have just caused me so much like pain and just overall bad throughout the years. I mean, there's been a lot of bad football memories that have been associated with the Denver Broncos. So yeah, Bengals, simply put. And then look, next game we got on here. Look, and unfortunately, I'm not gonna have any stats, and we'll have to figure out next week's show. But then look, once the offseason comes around there, I'm just gonna say this right now. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming around with the offseason because there's gonna be a lot to talk about. Then Rams and Cardinals tonight. If you are Jonathan Gannon, treat this like a bowl game. I don't think that's what happens. I do think the Rams win this, just like the Cardinals. It's like the same thing as the Patriots, where it's like last year they were bad and this year they were good. Like this year, I thought the Patriots would be like I knew they weren't going to be the best and make the playoffs. I did not expect 3-13. I thought maybe like they're going to be like 4-12 or 5-11 right now. I didn't think 3-13, just getting embarrassed at home. That's the thing too. This game was left in the Sunday 1 o'clock spot. It's not as bad, but the fact that hey, tomorrow I get to watch football and not get my feelings hurt. But going back to this game, I'm just going Rams. I think Rams are clicking at the right time, and they're a team that you don't want to play in the playoffs. Simple as that. You're the Lions. You don't want them coming into Ford Field. I'm just gonna say that right now. You just don't want that. Philadelphia, Dallas. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't understand why this game is like. I don't even know what. I look at this board the whole week, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. There is so much crap filled in this. I have to post a video because I have never missed an NFL season in the 4 years of betting. I've never missed one. I haven't. I got to figure out what I want to bet. I'm just gonna throw. It's like fantasy football. Like, look, I've lost Jalen Hurts to a concussion. My league that I run, that's named after the podcast, I pick up Tua thinking like, hey, he's playing Cleveland, this and this. He's out with a hip injury, so what I got to do? I got to ride with either Joe Flacco, or Michael Penix to win a championship. So, this game right here, honestly, I don't care. Man, I really don't care about football right now, and I'm doing this anyway. I'm giving a crap-filled content show, but because I have to do it, I'm gonna go Philadelphia because I think that's the only thing I trust right now. Just go with the team that's better. I don't know. I know Dallas has been frisky, but CeeDee Lamb's not playing. And yeah, I'm going Philly, even though Kenny Pickett cost me a lot of money last week. Buffalo and New York. Look, for as much as I go by the saying, teams who are 7-point dogs or more in a divisional game, you take them to cover. Not this game. Buffalo. This is a Buffalo bounce back. You know what? Buffalo can take this game. They'll win this game. They'll be at 13-3. And then you know what they do? You just sit all your starters next week when you come to Foxborough. That's honestly what I see happening here. Like, look, New York gets dog walked in Orchard Park because everyone thought last week the Patriots were going to be the team to get dog walked. Turns out they were a week late on that take, even though I thought the Patriots would cover last week. I didn't think they would lose by 3. Vegas and the Saints. This is a game that sticks out because I know the Saints were bad, but I trust the Saints more than I trust Antonio Pierce. Let's just put it that way. I trust the Saints in a bounce back spot. So if I were to bet something, I'd take the money line. So the +2. I would take the Saints to win this game. No problem. Also, if you notice the ticker smaller, that's because we've already had 4, now 5 games happen, which is weird, but that's how this cookie has been crumbling this week. And yeah, this is also probably a very short podcast. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Giants and Colts. Even though he's hurt, I'm going with the Colts because I'd rather eat a bowl of Skyline chili than bet on the Giants to do anything successful in the next 2 weeks. I really would. Also, be hilarious if they really effed up their draft stock and won one of these games down the stretch, and really got us to the 1 over first overall pick, but that's probably not going to happen. So I wouldn't put my eggs in that basket of things to happen, Alex, for $500. So yeah, I'm just going to go with the Colts. Go, simply put, just take the Colts, take it and go. Tampa Bay and Carolina, I'm going to keep this one simple too. I like the Bucs to win. I like the Panthers to cover. I think the Panthers bounce back after, or actually, you know what? The Panthers won last week. I just realized that the Panthers won and they're +8 in a divisional game when they took the Bucs to overtime like 4 weeks ago. Take the Panthers. Panthers +8. Just take the number. Don't even think about it. Panthers +8. Bryce is looking good. I don't know how much raccoon they're eating in the locker room. That's a whole nother thing on its own, right? But yeah, that's pretty much what you do there. Jacksonville, Tennessee. I really don't care about this game. I really don't give a shit about this game. Oh my God. It's like Cleveland, Miami. Andy McNamara. I know I love you, buddy. But oh, good Lord. There's just so much not good football on tomorrow. Oh, I feel like besides Green Bay and Minnesota, that's and potentially Atlanta, Washington, there's no games really that are oh, we got to watch this. That's why Red Zone tomorrow is gonna be good. Maybe I'll get some housework done. Maybe who the hell knows how I'm gonna spend my Sunday? Who knows? I'm gonna spend my Sunday. My Saturday night, I'm gonna half-assingly watch football. I got some stuff to take care of after this. So yeah. But yeah. Let's go through this quickly. Jacksonville. Let's go Cleveland for funsies. Let's have Cleveland get a win. I want to see Cleveland get a win, especially with no Tua. Skylar Thompson's just bad. Green Bay, Minnesota. Look, they've been a team that's very disrespected. I'm going with the Vikings here. But then again, this is the thing with the Vikings. This is a typical letdown Viking spot. What's a letdown spot in a game like this? Both teams are really good. Green Bay, I know they've had their warts. Minnesota said this is a pick'em game. I personally like the Vikings, but I really like that over number of 48.5. Both teams are inside. Both teams are going to be slinging it around, chucking around the pigskin. So you know what? Let's have some fun. So let's do this for a parlay. Let's do this. Let's do Panthers +8. Let's do Saints money line, and let's do this over. Just a simple little 3-team bet. Maybe for a $20 sprinkle, $25 sprinkle. Who knows? And just have fun with it. And then Sunday Night Football comes. I was indifferent about this game. I'm going to go Falcons because Michael Penix just got engaged. They're basically a lot of people are riding the momentum wave of Washington getting a huge win last week against Philadelphia in a backup situation. So I think this is the kind of game that Atlanta gets because we're kind of seeing right now what Atlanta exactly is made out of. And then San Francisco for Detroit, which I'll be honest with you, in the league that I am in the finals, I have Jawan Jennings, George Kittle, and Amon-Ra all playing Monday night. So I don't care who wins. Just you guys all put up like 15 points each and make Griffin a very happy man. Make me happy and make me, do what it is needed to have done. Because at the end of the day, I'm the person who is going to look good. I'm the person who's done X, Y, and Z. And 1, 2, 3. But yeah, that's the other thing too. Just with this game here, I'm going Detroit. Simple. 49ers are done. 49ers are toast. Lions looked really good last week too. And I think Lions are just guns a-blazing. But if I'm the Lions, I would just take the cautionary tale of you need to know when to pull starters at the right time. I know I said that too with basically with my future of fantasy football riding on Amon-Ra St. Brown, or even right now in this game, I want the Bengals to win. I need Cortland Sutton to have a good game. You just basically need to know when to pull your starters at the right time because you don't want guys getting hurt because, look, they're banged up to begin with. And that's pretty much it. I know I ran through a lot of the games, but you know what? Let's go through some of the older ones. Kansas City, Pittsburgh. Look, I know Pittsburgh's a one and done. I think that's going to happen. Baltimore's going to win the division. That's a foregone conclusion. Pittsburgh's the usual. Kansas City, though, I will say this. Getting the bye hurts them more than it helps them. I know everyone's going to say, oh, he's going to win third Super Bowl. Just embrace it. They're not going to play next week against the Denver Broncos. They're not going to play there. So that's 3 weeks off between games. 3 weeks off. Teams like that, I think, need to build the momentum to continue to go. They're the kind of team that if they come out flat-footed in that divisional round game, who knows what can happen. We saw it happen with Baltimore 5 years ago. Then Baltimore-Houston, also the same thing too. Houston, like, there's things, like, if you literally have sophomore slump in the dictionary, it's CJ Stroud. It's CJ Stroud. And then Thursday night, I barely watched the game. Only thing I have to say is Seahawks, you could not cover the spread. I wanted them, when they went for it on fourth down, I'm like, kick the field goal, send this game to overtime, have Seattle get a touchdown to cover. The spread was 3.5. They won by 3. What are you doing? What are you doing? The only other thing message I'll portray as it comes to New England and as it pertains to the Patriots is simple. Next week, everyone should be competing like your life is on the line. Act like if you don't do good, Monday night's not going to be pretty. That's what you got to do. Why? Because if you don't, people should lose their jobs. I don't know how you can take the context of what's gone on this season and say, we're fine, we'll settle for next year, when you have a great quarterback in a rookie deal. You have $130+ million to spend on the cap. And now you basically have locked yourself into a very easy schedule for next year. I don't know if you guys have seen this. They play the AFC North, which is the AFC North. They're going to probably play the Jags or the Titans. They're going to get the NFC South. They're going to get the Raiders. And they're going to get the Giants. That's a very easy schedule. We knew this year, going into this year, it was a very difficult schedule. Next year's schedule is going to be easy. Like, if you look at these games already, you can't tell me, they can beat the Giants. They can beat the Raiders. They can beat the Panthers. They can beat the Saints. They can beat, I know they lost them this year, but they could probably beat Jacksonville or Tennessee, whoever it is. And then the North, they beat Cincinnati this year. And plus, they might get a divisional win or two. So you can't really look at me and say, hey, a couple things go right, you improve here. 6, 7, 8 wins is not on the outlook of impossible for next year. You can't tell me that. You know what? That's what the podcast is here for. Over the next 2 months, it's basically fan therapy. I didn't want to come on here and do this, but it is what it is. Bo, I swear to God, if you just keep running competitive, that's Sutton. Just keep doing that, But anyway, guys, I got to the 15-minute mark. 3:36 is in the bag. This may have been the last show of 2024. I still don't know yet. I might try to do something in the next couple of days. I really don't know, though. But you know what? Keep it locked and loaded, as we'll have more coming up in the future as the playoffs and the offseason starts. Take care. Have a good night. And remember, it's just a game, even though it pisses us off. Good night.